Alright guys, we just got out here today for our free walking tour. That obelisk I just showed you there, actually I had seen on a Rick Steves traveling program, so it's kind of nice to come across that. If I remember correctly, I was just reading about it and it said, watch that bag, babe. It said that it was originally constructed in 1400 BCE by the pharaoh at the time. I believe, maybe I won't even try to say who it was because I'll probably butcher it, but it was like Tutmosis or something to that effect. But it stands 20 meters high, but it's believed to be originally 30 meters high, so we're not seeing the bottom 10 meters broken or left behind at some point, I guess. But I was reading and it said that it wasn't moved to Istanbul until sometime in ACE, and that no one really knows who brought it here, but they suspect that in order to move it from the sea, which is just here, they had to construct a special type of rail system to move it from the ships over to here. So that's pretty neat. Well, yeah, we're just heading along. Here's a nice big square where we are trying to find this fountain where this this free walking tour begins. I'm gonna try to capture some of the sights as we go along. I won't try to give you too much information on them because I'm gonna make individual videos of these individual sites later. Today we're just going for the tour, letting the tourist guide inform us, and then we'll come back later. But I did want to show what is on the free walking tour as we go along, so if you're interested, you'll know and you can see it. But yeah, we're gonna head over here and meet up with the group. I forgot to mention, which I was pretty pleased to see, that when we entered into the square, there's quite a police presence, and that they actually stopped us and checked my bag to make sure that I'm assuming there's no weapons or explosives or something to that effect. Yeah. It's a nice fountain here. The fountains, I don't know if this one maybe specifically, most likely all fountains I believe that are in this manner are used for ablution, if I'm saying that correctly, which is the act that the worshippers go through to cleanse themselves before prayer. I'll say, I may be quoting that incorrectly, but I believe it's like a cleansing process before they go into the mosque. But you'll see those all over the place here. So here's this beautiful fountain. This is the meetup spot. You can always find the free tours. And Rachel wanted to mention actually in my last little section there before I cut it off that if you see these guys with umbrellas in the city you're in, they're doing a free walking tour. And those free walking tours generally, like I stated, are free. They just, maybe if you really enjoyed your time or you thought the host did a really good job, kick them down a little tip at the end. Coincidentally, Hagia Sophia is just there, which is one of the stops on our tour, I believe. I would assume that's probably safe. There's a beautiful rainbow there. It's all kinds of really neat mosaic work here as well. Oh, good timing, it just cut off here. It's just different views as we go along here. That might be a Turkish bath there. Not sure though. I'm gonna head back around here and meet up with this group. So coincidentally, this hammam was the first stop on our tour, and it was actually built by this woman here. She was said to be the most beautiful woman in like Turkish history or something to that effect. But I think next we're gonna head over here. I really like these little glass, here, let me get out of the sun. These little glass inlets to let light into the building. They're really neat. Ah, they're leaving me. Alright guys, we're here in the second stop, which was the Hagia Sophia. I'm not going to show you too much because actually, like I was saying earlier, Rachel and I are going to come back to these sites and actually explore them off of being on the tour. But we had about 10 minutes of free time. One thing I did want to show you though is this pink bear. and this massive structure. But we'll be back here and I'll shoot a longer video just specifically on this location and give you guys a little bit of information. But yeah, it's pretty interesting so far, huh, sweetie? Here's Rachel.
Absolutely amazing. It's stunning in there.
Put your head down
Oh,
here.
come on, you gotta help me. I don't know how to tie the scarf so it keeps falling.
You should probably ask one of those women. I bet they'd help
I
you.
bet they would help me.
So just across the way from the first mosque here is this old, was a school. It was originally built by eunuchs, he was telling us, and he gave us a breakdown of eunuchs and all that good stuff, why they've been castrated and stuff. But that was pretty interesting just there. There's a little brief wall of this old fortress wall here. Would have been a city wall, I would imagine. Also just here right next to the mosque that we just left. Just wanted to give a quick shot. He kind of stopped and told us a bit about it. He's actually going to see if there's a cistern that's open, and we're going to go check out this cistern. Real quick look inside this cistern. It's actually currently being used as a place where they do whirling dervish shows because the restaurant is currently closed, but quite neat. Imagine this would have held water. The guide was just saying that this street was actually voted as the most peaceful street in Europe because there are millions of people in Istanbul, and this street somehow always remains quiet and peaceful, and until what do you say, the 19th century? The people lived here till the 19th century? So yeah, people used to live in these homes until you know, not too long ago. I believe now it's just a bunch of little businesses in here. But yeah, that's cool, the old wall entry. Yeah, very beautiful. He was saying the one on the end here was a library, I believe, but quite quaint little spots. So this is our fourth stop, I guess. We stopped here at the Topkapi Palace, and this first courtyard's free to visit, so we're gonna check that out. And cut that last bit off pretty quick because he started talking and I didn't want to be rude, but just from here, this courtyard in the palace, you can see the Asian side of Istanbul. So I'm standing in Europe and that's Asia just there. We're just going to continue along here, and he was saying that this portion of the palace is free, but there are other portions where you can enter and pay a fee to see the different art items and things of that nature. About to enter the Blue Mosque courtyard, one of the last stops on the tour here. Had to cut that off for a second because when you enter into all these mosques, there's security. And word of wise, I just lost my knife because I had it kind of visible and they took it. There's a couple other women that had knives and they just tucked it away and they were able to keep theirs. So just kind of stash it so they can't see it. Well, coincidentally, it looks like our tour is going to start where Rachel and I began. He was just explaining to us that this area was originally a hippodrome, which was, I believe he said it translated roughly to like a horse race track, and there would have been seats on either side here, but now there's the Blue Mosque here and, of course, the other buildings there. This is basically our group here. Not a very big group, 8 people. This is pretty nice, not too crowded. But yeah, looks like we're heading over to the little Hagia Sophia, which is, I believe he was saying, like almost an exact replica of the large one, which is back that direction. And then I believe that's the end point there. So this wall right here was actually the outer walls of the hippodrome that we were just standing in over there. And now they've built a university. But the guy was saying all the material from the walls, when they had to demo them, they just kind of dumped it on the racetrack, and all the other materials from the areas around when they were building the other mosques and stuff, and it raised the ground level quite a bit significantly. All right, so the last stop was the Little Blue Mosque, which I was saying was a replica, but it's not exactly a replica. I think it's just made in the same style because the designer that designed the Blue Mosque also designed the Little Blue Mosque. But we didn't really go to it. It was kind of just in the background behind another building. It was kind of just the point at which he ended the tour, and then, you know, tried to upsell his daily dinner tours and such, which was, you know, it is what it is. Of course, you would expect that. I thought the guide that we got was really awesome. And yeah, I wasn't giving too much detail, and my shots were kind of quick, so I apologize if they're just real quick blips, but they were just supposed to give you like an idea of the daily tour. And if you're curious about those individual stops, we will be coming back. We still have like another week and a half, so we'll be visiting these larger points and going over them in more detail, visually and informationally. So if you're curious, come along, and thanks for watching.